Back, everybody. Last session was a little while ago, so yes, I agree, Matt. I think a good recap is needed. So, after returning from the graveyard with several civilians and their new companion Galahad, the party came to the Temple of Apollo for them to be healed. Griffin, one of the party paladins of Tyr, decided to take a late night excursion into the Roots district to gather some more information on Lazarus Barren Hill. And while you were out there, you were set upon by the Black Talons. After a brief chase, you returned to the temple, and the party was awoken from their rest and their respite by the Talons already being here, somehow knowing where you were, and firing flaming crossbow bolts into the temple to set it ablaze. Thanks to Balzanor's skill with some cold magic, he was able to stop the fire toppling the temple's wooden structure beams and things like that. And all the while, Dokrumir ordered the opening of the hidden passageway into the underground maze beneath the capital. Down there, you all took caution and followed a few symbols to escape the underground maze, finally appearing in the Hangman's Square in the Cloud District after maybe an hour or two. However, somehow, it appears that the Talons were able to find the party, and upon your exit, you were set upon by these Talons. The fight was brief and extremely chaotic, ending with one Talon getting away, two meeting a very painful and gruesome demise, and also, during the fight, Balzanor used Thunderstep, causing the damage to a ceiling of the house, causing a loud boom to echo throughout the square, causing all denizens of the houses around to awaken and call the guards. Griffin then, not 6 seconds, 12 seconds after, decided, oh, I'm here to fix the roof that just broke. And Balzanor also came in to say this, and hilarity ensued.
We're very well reviewed on Checker Trade.
Absolutely. But, beginning the session then, as you are all stood within the square, Doc, the body of this Talon stood at your feet. The other Talon in the stood at your feet, lying at your feet. Their head completely bashed in. Another one bleeding out. Well, have bled out now in the corner over by the scaffolding. Guards rush to the scene. You can hear the clopping of horseshoes on cobbled stone as a guard sort of charges into the scene before many of them. He wears sort of half-plate armor with a chain shirt sort of underneath, a sort of reddish cape over sort of one shoulder. He is clearly a captain. He's slightly more armored than other guards might be, a captain of the guard figure. And the rest of the guards wear simple sort of chain shirts and leather, sort of like padding over that, with symbols of amber and things engraved into them, and they step into the scene soon after. As this guard, the captain, comes into the scene, he unsheaths a blade, a little different to your regular guard sort of longsword. It's a imagine a sort of like Roman gladius, but the size of a longsword. And as he sort of swings it through the air, goes, "Right, who saw what happened here then? What the fuck's going on?" And he quickly gets down off the horse, and as the people are beginning to sort of gather en masse around here now, many of them coming out into the streets to see the events that are transpiring. Who saw what happened? Go on, what the? Oh shit, we got bodies. Men, get to the bodies. Check who they are.
Can I point at the guy with the smashed head on the floor and just say, he knows what happened? I'd start with him.
Who did this? Who killed these people? I mean, who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are you?
Okay.
No. By all means.
It is me, Galahad. Go on, Luke.
I can't do the voice right now. Carry on, Sam.
I'll
get in the zone.
God, what was I going to say?
as you guys are thinking about that, many of the guards sort of wander over to some of the bodies and immediately sort of begin standing around them while one guard sort of checks them out, uncovers their sort of facial masks and things they had, moves their weapons away from them, checks over many of their wounds and things. They are very clearly dead. There's no coming back from that, sadly. Many of the people are also sort of told to form a sort of like orderly, almost like queue to speak to several of the guards. There's this one captain and about a dozen guards on the scene. And about 5 of the guards have sort of queues of people in front of them. They're fairly short queues. It's just the sort of people in the houses that you can see here and maybe one street beyond that as well. And they are sort of, going through what their things as far as they're aware. And for most people, from what you can hear, it's just, we heard a loud bang and then people were shouting. And after that, we could hear some like clanging of metal as if people were fighting. Maybe. Don't know. After that.
Did he ask who we were?
Yes.
Can I just look him dead in the eye and just say, well, me and my friend here, the Minotaur, we are but humble roofers, and we heard about some trouble here, so we came along to fix pronto. We just happened to be in the neighbourhood. And I believe I saw one of those.
My height is a great advantage for this,
yes,
so
exactly.
I can stand underneath and hold the buildings up if it's falling. And my good friend here, he comes and fixes while I'm holding it up. That's how we're a dynamic duo.
You're a little bit armoured and armed to be a roofer.
I hate this misconception. It's a dangerous job being a roofer.
Make me a deception check. I'm going to say with disadvantage, because obviously no roofer ever wears full plate armor, but bloody axe.
How many roofers have you met then?
Considering my uncle does it, a couple.
So that's 2 out of how many?
Oh, that's pretty good.
15 is a disadvantage. He's like,
do I have to roll as well?
I'll say.
Does that cancel out the disadvantage?
I'll say you didn't say you were helping, so you can either just stand there silently and not do anything, or you can roll your own to see if you can get better than a 15.
I'm going to leave it because I don't think I'm going to beat a 15.
Fair enough. So this guy sort of stood there.
Yeah.
So this guy sort of stood there like, well, I'll get to you lot in a minute then. And then he clearly sort of doesn't believe you, but a guy sort of dressed in a half robe and his wife, who's also sort of like pulling on a sort of nightie, comes out. It's true, they were there to fix our roof. They're bloody quick as well. And after which he sort of turns around and clocks you, Doc. Is like, oh, you're one of them guardian folk. Oh, you I can fucking talk to. What the fuck happened here?
Well, I'm afraid if you want to do any conversations or anything like that, please come to the Temple of Apollo tomorrow. I currently have some very important people I need to check on. And as I'm saying this, I'm like head in like the bag of holding, and then I just pull out the broom.
As you're doing this, you're just gonna say, that's not quite how the law works, Sonny. I asked you a fucking question, you're going to answer it right here, right now.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the danger in this situation has passed, and I need to be off to...
the danger in this situation, your temple's on fire, another building's on fucking fire, no one so far is alive, and there are disruptions here. Now.
Exactly, I need to go and check on my charges. I will see you in the morning if you want to come to the temple. At this point,
make me an athletics check. Make me an athletics check, because he's going to try and grapple you. And stop you doing this shit.
Athletics, okay.
Ooh, okay. Can you roll another one as you're neck and neck?
Oh, no.
Oh! Quite fitting, he rolled a natural 1. So as you sort of go, first he grabs your hand, but you manage to get it off, and then he tries to go again, but you've, at this point, already pulled out broom. Kithen was like, oh, here we go. And I'm assuming you're then getting on broom.
Yes, I'm just getting on broom. I'm taking off into the air, like, come find me at the Temple of Apollo tomorrow! and I'm going to head
Sorry,
to the temple
did I miss this?
of Taylor.
You have a
You're
flying
just like
broom.
Yes.
You're a witch.
Yeah, he's got broom.
Is this the broom?
This is
Said hello
the broom.
going-
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see. I thought that was just a useless animated broom.
Nope, it
Nope,
flies.
it's
So
a flying
did we
broom.
for all of our one shot until Ben told us at the end we could have flown on it.
Yeah. So yeah, you immediately start going up. At which point he's like, "Oi, come back here!" All right, guards. He's like, "You two, after him. I want him fucking found. There's disruption of fucking justice here."
Find me at the Temple of Apollo tomorrow.
And then he looks around finally at you, Galahad, and he's like, "And you're Paladin of Palor. Jesus Christ, you think a fucking cleric of healing would be good? Paladin of Palor, please tell me what the fuck's happening here."
Well, good sir, let me tell you. First of all, there's no need for this language. But there seems to have been a ruckus with some rapscallions calling themselves the Black Talons.
Black Talon, don't make... I
Pray
thought you
tell.
were fucking trustworthy.
Pray tell me, you serve king and country.
Yes.
Then believe me, these are the Black Talons. And we vanquish them in the name of our king.
Make me a persuasion check.
That was amazing, Luke.
Okay.
I love Galahad so much.
My character sheet's just taken a moment to load.
The thing that's so amazing about Galahad is that he is the polar opposite of Oramus. I stand for good values and proper language.
I feel like there is a scale. There's Oramus on one side, Galahad on the other, and then Nevado right in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you are obviously you're telling the truth, and you're very, very sincere in your body language, and especially your facial expressions. You did a hefty bit of damage to one of the Talons. Got their sort of blood flecks on them, but they also, I believe, managed to get a shot off on you. So you're maybe just like holding a wound lightly with your arm, or you're just holding yourself a little bit off canter, revealing a minor wound, but a wound nonetheless. I'm trying to. Well, if that's the story you're going with, that's the story you're going with, but I'll have to get a bit more information. I'm really sorry about this. You're gonna have to come down to the station with me. And you two roofers as well.
Alright, hang on, we've got a job at 6.
You got a job at 6. Well, it's in 5 hours? Got plenty of time to come down to the station and answer a couple of questions.
Our friend here, he just hired us to come fix his burning roof because he knows that's dangerous. So yeah. we are rapid response. We're rapid response to fix this, and now we're rapid response to fix that fire. So I'm afraid we are out of here.
Make me a deception check, the both of you.
No.
Right, we've got this. Oh no, we don't.
14?
Yeah, so he's like, well, your job's going to have to wait. Down to the station, both of you, now.
How many guards are there?
Are you going to reimburse us?
There's
for
a dozen,
the money
there's
we're
a
gonna
dozen
lose here?
guards and this guy.
Are you going to reimburse us for what we are failing to do in our jobs? This is bad.
If you have proof of contract, then yes, the city will reimburse you. Until we get proof of contract, sadly, we won't.
The way we do business is not always legitimate, so you can't exploit us for that.
How you say it's not legitimate?
We're very much cash in hand, so I feel like you're taking work away from us if you won't reimburse us.
Well, you're not doing things by the proper way. I don't give a fuck about your fucking business, all right? I've got a city that's burning to the ground around here, and everything's falling to shit.
You're not letting us fix it.
Well, someone else can fucking fix it then. Get down to the station now. Oi, you three, take him down. I'll be following you very closely. The rest of you, I want statements from everyone in my fucking office, in the guardhouse, by sunrise. Do you all hear that? That is from everyone here in a 1-block radius, right? Gotcha? Good.
That's a lot of people.
Immediately gets up on his horse and begins following you guys down to the station. If you're going with. that is. Are you resisting? Are you going away, or are you just following this guy down to the guardhouse?
I have another proposal for him.
Yeah.
What's his name? Do we know his name?
You don't know his name yet. You have to ask that. Yeah.
What's your name?
Tell me, Captain of the Guard. What is your name?
You can call me Captain Dronigan. And what is it you want?
Captain Dronigan, I have a better proposal for you. If you won't take my word for it, so Galahad Sun Guard, who has never told a lie in over 900 years. What about the chief priest of the cleric of Balor? I can't remember his name.
Put money on it not being the same guy that was around when you were there.
Surely Master of the Temple is a
I'm going to say,
source.
okay, so obviously you've brought up your name. The story of Queen Yara and everything like that is quite famous around here, and therefore, when you say your name, it's from 900 years ago. So roll me a persuasion check.
I would love to.
I'm going to say, okay, so that is for him essentially believing your name, you name dropping like that. Roll me another persuasion check to try and then convince him that you'll see him like tomorrow or whenever.
Oh.
Okay. So, Sun Guard, eh? I've heard that name. That's... Alright, something fucking weird's going on here. Actually, I'll roll the dice. Okay. I am going to choose, in this moment, to trust you, Sir Sungard. If that's your real name, or... I have to look into that, but I'm choosing to trust you on this. At the minute, you are not suspects. And so I'm inclined to let you go on the condition that you join your friend, the dwarf, what was his name? Think about it, Doc.
He's not a friend.
Dokrumir.
So long as you join him in the Temple of Apollo tomorrow afternoon.
Isn't it burning down?
Not the pole of
Well, not if we're there to fix it.
Not the Temple of Apollo, which is where we're going.
Well, yeah, that's the one that was burning down. So I will see you there.
The Temple of... Wait, what's JJ's one?
Apollo.
Apollo.
Oh, I'm Palor.
Yes, but Apollo. Let's go. I'll see you all tomorrow there. If you are not there, and you can tell the dwarf this if you ever see him, you'll be considered as very much prime suspects, and you'll be arrested on sight until we can get an official statement out of you.
Sir, you have it on my sword and on my god. I'll be there.
Not to question your position, Captain, but surely if the legendary Black Talons have a few dead members here, you know, those notorious assassins, I don't see that being totally negative for the city, or perhaps the Watch.
They are notorious in the sense that people believe them to be like some kind of like myth or legend. You tell people, you know, you'd tell people to stop them going out late at night, or you'd tell kids to make them, I don't know, go to sleep when they're meant to, kind of thing. They are more, yeah, like myths.
Yeah, they started quite easily for myths.
They did. Un momento. Hello. You need my help? Okie dokie. Okay. I'll be back in just 1 second. Should take 2 seconds. Back in a second. Oh.
Just 1 second. It'll take 2 seconds. 1 second.
Yeah. 3 seconds total.
He doesn't have
I'll give
a
it.
great perception of time.
I'll give him 4 seconds on that basis.
He's already missed
1,
that. Hasn't
2, 3, 4. Where is he?
he? Yeah, he's a failure. Can't get the staff these days.
At some point, I need to acquire a servant and a page for free.
So do I.
A squire,
Isn't that
sorry,
technically
a squire.
a slave, not a servant?
Oh no, I pay them, but I don't really pay them. Because I've got the noble knight character trait or whatever, and that comes with
Pay them an
2.
experience.
Yeah, exposure.
Yeah.
You too will one day be a famous knight. If you just work hard.
Work hard for no money.
It'll only take 900 years, but you'll get there. Joe, I've just realised I actually don't mind going to the station. I just want a long rest. I've not had one in so long. I've got 1 level 3 spell slot left.
To be fair, I think I'm the same.
Yeah,
You
and
peasant.
I've still got reduced hit points from getting bit by the vampire.
You.
No,
Sorry,
I've got
I
level
somewhere,
one.
actually. I wrote down somewhere. I think we've done so many sessions. It's in a different book. What my max HP normally is.
Oh no, I didn't get bitten, did I? I just have a
You were fighting.
disappointingly low HP.
You were fighting the acolytes and the sorcerer supremes.
But
Or
the
necromancer.
big thing afterwards could reduce our max HP as well.
Did it? I don't remember that, JJ, because we fucking eviscerated it. Luke, your 4 seconds was not correct.
It was not.
Gonna assume it was Chantal that needed
He's on the phone, so I
yeah.
don't actually know.
See, I think it'd be weird to phone someone if they're in the house with you, but we went to see some friends from uni recently, and we were all downstairs about to have breakfast, and the guy's girlfriend was in the room. And he called her, instead of going and asked us if she was coming down, he just called her.
Apologies about it. Anyway, wait. So, this guy's asked that you go to the Temple of Apollo tomorrow. Was there anything else anyone wanted to do here for the time being? With a lot of these guards about.
Do we have enough time to fix the roof?
I mean, yeah, you can. You
Genuinely
can
have
help
a
out.
smash at doing that, absolutely.
You can actually help out in fixing the roof if you want to. Yeah.
Got to keep up our appearance.
Yeah, so if you stay and fix the roof, the guards are there for a little while. The man is more than happy, like, seeing you guys and how committed you are to the bit. I think this regular commoner will be like, you know what? Yeah, maybe they were just in the region walking at night and they heard something happen and they're offering to fix the roof. So, yeah, have at it, go inside, but don't take anything.
Oh, we wouldn't do such a thing like that.
Is kind of the way you play it. So yeah, you can try and fix the roof if you'd like. Make me first, I'd say, an intelligence check.
No, I hate rolling.
Oh,
Yeah, fuck, mate.
I was
Literally.
I'm looking at, as much as I said I'm a roofer, this is my first day on the job.
So I'll tell you what happens. you guys are.
We're a bit drunk. We went for a pub last night.
We went for a pub.
We're a bit drunk. We're coming back late at night. We were just a bit.
So, you guys step into this man's house with no tools or equipment for roofing whatsoever.
An axe.
You have an axe, which is good for destroying roofs, maybe, but fixing them, not very. So you step in and you go upstairs and you look at the roof. And you both just sort of stood there like, that's a roof, that is.
Got a hole in it as well.
Mate,
Yes,
can we get a cup of tea just while we assess the
yeah, and you're both there, and you just procrastinate a lot between you. Like, all right, well, for this I better put down my axe. No, actually, maybe we'll need the axe. No, put down my axe. And then you start arguing whether an axe or Balzanor's great club would be better for this job. Eventually, you decide both would be very good at breaking it some more, but not very good at doing this job. And you don't even realize that through all this time, then you start talking about sort of how to fix a hole, and you're like, well, we have no wood or anything like that. Maybe we could just try and like push it back into place. And Balzanor, you just go in place and push it up, and it kind of goes like back, like the wooden strut kind of goes back, and then you take your hand away. And in that moment, your first thought is, well, I mean, they could just hold it up, and that would fix the problem. And at this point, you don't even realize it's been like 20 minutes. All the guards have, taken at the very least this couple's statement, and they've come back and said that. So how's the roof coming?
We might need to come back at a later date with some more materials.
Yeah, I didn't quite realise how much of a project this was. This can happen from time to time. It's just a drop-in job. We thought it'd be a quick fix. Nothing to worry about at all. We have a really good success rate on the second visit. So I think we'll just take a few more sketches maybe, and then we'll come back and
There
we'll
is a
come back
call-out
with
card,
it.
but
Yeah.
this is the assessment visit.
I'll write up an itinerary of what we'll need to buy. And we'll send you an
You've got
invoice.
to diagnose the problems.
Yeah.
Okay, and
If you could bring your house into the workshop, that would be great.
okay, and how long do you think a thing like this would take to fix? It's pretty cold around here, and with the recent rainfall, I shouldn't like to.
You see, this is why I have my axe in this business. I have to go to the nearest woods to cut down some more wood so we can get it to, fix your roof. Part of the deal. I have to be a lumberjack at the same time. Might be a couple of days, but we can.
The woman immediately goes, a man who knows how to use tools, and gives you a sort of like faint wink, at which the guy goes, love. Anyway.
I find what's always comforting when someone asks how long it's going to take is to ask, what is time really? Construct that we fit our sort of ambitions into, So how long's a piece of string?
You can't rush out.
No.
Okay, well, when can we expect to hear from you next so that you can make another assessment?
Oh, imminently.
Do you have a bit more of a specific time? I'd like to...
Look,
this
lady,
is quite clearly a problem.
I'm trying to be quite professional. I've had a bit of a day.
This is the guy talking. The lady is just looking the both of you up and down.
Yeah, I'm shouting
her
at the
weedy
lady.
little husband.
I'm not bold enough to face the man.
The paladin is here, everyone.
A force of nature to be reckoned with. Can't handle a negotiation. Look, I've had a really tough day, and I don't want to lose my patience here. But I've given you. I couldn't be more clear. I don't think I could be more clear. Could I be more clear? I'll turn to Balzanor. Could I be more clear?
I don't believe you could.
No, I don't think I could.
Absolutely not.
Okay, the both of you, I'm going to say, just roll either deception or performance with advantage, because that was brilliant. And I guess you're kind of helping each other with the conversation you've had.
Yeah, we'll take that. We'll take that. Thank you.
Okay, and with that, the guy goes, okay, well, I guess I'll wait imminently then.
Yes, thank you.
And, yes, I do hope to hear from you soon, I guess. And then his wife just sort of nudges him. Oh, go on, tip them or something. I mean, they should have something for coming here.
We need money to get the materials. I mean, this is part of the job.
Oh God.
Well, I'm not gonna fucking tip them. They haven't done anything other than stare at the roof.
I think we've done.
We've assessed, and I think that's about 3 beams worth.
Yeah, it's about 25 gold pieces.
If you get a proper quote to me and a proper written quote that you can sign and I can sign.
House, sir?
Do you have like pen and quill and things to write up?
I'm gonna go outside and this is too much. I'm gonna scoop up some of the blood from that squashed head that Doc made. Come back in, have a little bit of my palm and just write up on the wall. I'm not doing that. That's sick and disgusting. No, I don't have a pen and paper.
That is horrifying.
I do not have a pen and paper. No.
Well, to speed things along a little bit, so eventually this guy decides, okay, well, he will pay you when you come and get him like a quote with all of the, actual tools that you will need and the things you will need and everything like that, and it needs to be signed and it needs to have, go through all the proper legislative things before he will even pay a penny. But his wife keeps insisting that he pays the handsome gentleman for their, for the hard work they've been doing. He refuses to believe it's hard work. And after a little while, you guys are eventually allowed leave, and you can both add 5 silver to your pockets.
5 silver?
Yeah, just as a tip.
For 10 minutes. That's pretty good going.
I know, that's what I mean. 5 silver for doing sod all. Just as a tip.
It's just a deposit. It's just deposit. Well, the main contract will be a lot more, don't worry.
Yeah. So,
I'm not sure whether it's better or worse if you go back.
I think we'll see where we end up.
Are we now
I
left?
hope you've got some carpentry rules worked out of what it takes to build a house.
Mate, what do you think I've been doing for the past 2 weeks? Like,
Are we now left?
Yes.
Okay.
So you've now left. You shut the door.
At some point, not probably straight away, but can we just research if there are some roofers around here and just say, "Oh, these are our friends, and we were ill," and just get them to finish the job?
Commitment to the bit.
I mean, you can look. So there are in every sort of few streets there are notice boards which often include which include local sort of businesses and things like that. And if you spend some time at some point, I mean, you could do it now theoretically. I'd say you need to spend at least like an hour making an investigation check to try and find one of these boards that might have a roofer on that you could then contact and speak to about this. So that's 7
tomorrow morning job.
Are you looking now, Griffin, or are you looking?
Yeah, Balzanor just said, "Oh, that's a tomorrow job. Turn around. I'm not there anymore. I'm looking for roofers."
Okay.
Just looking at all the
I
notice
noticed
boards
this.
on the way
We're
home.
both off looking for roofers.
So
they're off.
They're off looking for roofers. Galahad, what are you doing? You've seen your friend, these people that you met like 5 hours ago before you've nearly been killed a bunch of times. Go into a house, start babbling on about some stuff, come out. You would probably be able to overhear their discussion of, "Oh, we should probably just find some roofers to actually do the job," and then they piss off in a direction. What are you doing? Yeah.
And there's still, I'm guessing there's no one really about. No
there are still like the odd guard about, but there's still like the odd guard about who are now like being told, like 2 guards are now stationed in Hangman Square, basically told, okay, you are now to station yourselves in here until sunrise, where someone will take your place. As far as you're aware, they think something was maybe happening here. Doc, your name has come up a lot now since you've just fucked off.
What could possibly go wrong?
People around, especially some of the guards, are like, didn't that roofer have like a symbol of Tyr on like his chest, and he's heavily armed? Could he? Is he like a paladin working another job or some shit like that?
I mean, how well paying do you really think being a paladin is?
Yeah, true.
I'm
yeah, so you're just chilling. I mean, if where
just having a look around,
just this area, or
yeah, just I don't know, just
the bodies of the two
myself.
sort of Talons are being they've been put both on sort of like stretchers and been put placed sort of just in a corner out of most people's view, and will be taken back to the guardhouse for examination later if you wanted to look through those, or otherwise the evening is yours. Find a tavern and sleep there, or go find your friends, or whatever.
I might go to the Temple of Plor.
Temple of Plor, yeah.
If that's nearby.
A great idea.
Yeah. It's about sort of half an hour walk, I believe I said.
How long is it by broom?
By broom, well, you're wearing heavy armor on a broom of flying. I'd say it's faster than walking. Yes. You know, like you're going at sort of like running speed.
Excellent.
So I'd say, you know, maybe like 10, 15 minutes just over the cityscape. As you're going over the cityscape, we'll move over to Doc very briefly. So as you're, so Galahad, you're making your way to the Temple of Pelor. Griffin and Balzanor, you guys are looking around for roofers, and I'll say with a 17,
found a roofer.
Yes, you go to a nearby one. It takes you about 20 minutes to walk around and find one. You do find one on a poster board.
This guy's really
on it is like having roof. It's like having roof troubles. Well, no more, as my Adam's Arcane Roofing is here to fix your problems, and in the corner is just a guy who is like, you know, like a very sort of worker type dude, you know, like classic like that sort of pose, pointing to himself with a big thumb, little doodle on the side and stuff. There is an address. You can go to that address if you would like and sort that stuff out. We'll get to that in a minute. But Doc, you immediately set off, and you are flying sort of over the city, and from here you can see, very sadly, in the distance, the glow of a place in flames. The smokestack, or the smokestack piles high into the sky from here, and also another one which is growing pretty large.
Oh no!
Further sort of south into the east, over by the Root District as well. At this point, I think I'll pull us back to the capital map. You can see, yes, a fire has clearly started in the Root District, and from what Griffin told you about where he was and what he did, this fire has spread quite drastically, possibly, with the glow that you can see coming from that direction. But your eye is constantly sort of flitting over to the Temple of Apollo, and that fire is still ongoing, but the temple still seems to stand, and the fire seems to be mainly lower down rather than climbing through the structures. It seems Balzanor's work was able to delay that enough and aid that enough so that it hasn't reached those structures yet. Where are you going? What are you going to be doing?
I am heading towards the Temple of Pelor, trying to find Kirin and the others.
Alrighty. So, Temple of Pelor, yeah, within 10-15 minutes. It is a big-ass building, a very big building. Everything you guys sort of got up from the thing around over sort of here, maybe. Temple of Pelor is just sort of more central over here in the district, one of these larger buildings around here, maybe. And as you fly over and fly down and land very sort of gently on the ground, actually, make me just a general dexterity check in handling the wound. Okay, 12. Not, you know, You're not an expert at this, but it's fairly self-explanatory. If you want him to go forward, you slightly push down. If you want him to go down, you really hard push down. It's sort of like leaning. You get the sort of basic grips of that. And so you manage to sort of get yourself most of the way, drop down, and it's a fairly heavy sort of clunk as you land. But you do manage to land just outside the temple, wherein a little bit of chaos is going on. People are clearly, I wouldn't say massing, but there are a fair few people here. A lot of them guards. Guards have been stationed sort of around the place immediately to try and protect the temple, it seems. People are maybe worried, you think, of fires spreading as they don't really know what caused the fires themselves. As you approach, two guards step up front like, state your business.
There was a group of injured people led by a priest of Apollo, Tyrion, heading in this direction. I'm trying to check up on them, make sure they made it all right.
Oh, is that the... Yeah, it's the Apollo priest. All right, yeah. Head on in. And they direct you in. The doors are opened by two guards. It does seem a little weird that, like, they're asking for people's business before they go into a temple of the main god of a pantheon. Usually this place, would be very, very open for people to go into. But sadly, on this eve, with everything that's going on, they're being very, very protective here. As you step inside, people are sat praying for Plor to maybe put the fires out to grant his grace to those affected. People generally will pray to, these gods throughout the night and throughout the day kind of thing. There's no real prayer time, though generally there is a service sort of like every morning at sunrise for in these sorts of temples. When it's sunrise right now, but you do find sort of huddled in the corner, each with a sort of small bowl of hot, you can probably assume it's like soup. It's like very, very watery kind of soup. A couple of, you can see just sort of like blocks of vegetables and chunks of meat in there. Sort of whatever they have at the time. And they're all sitting around that while Tyrion is saying a sort of small brief prayer to the group, making sure they're all right. You can see the two sisters have gone. They've fucked off. They're not here anymore. They went somewhere, you're not really sure. Yorl is still here. He is still sat with the priest, and the two healers as well. The two healers that were in the temple are also still with Tyrion as well. Yes, you can approach them if you would so wish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just wander over and speak to Tyrion, check they're all right. Tell him that the temple's probably fucked. Probably more succinctly than that, or more less bluntly than that. But
I was going to say you were pretty succinct the first time.
yeah, probably a bit less bluntly than that. But yeah, that'd be the gist of it.
Okay, yeah. You sort of said, well.
But I do know some great roofers. I don't say that.
You know some great scouting, great business to roofers.
Well, yes, I definitely feared as much. What is happening, Dokrumir? Who were those people? What is going on in this damn city? In this damn country?
A lot.
I mean, was that demons? Was that... You said...
No, they were men.
How could men do this?
They were men, but yes. You say demons, and I think our problems with those are far from over as well.
This is... I will have to pray on this. It's a lot for one to bear. so close to the festival, the ball and the castle, and the festival that's going throughout the city now. This is a lot. I will need to think on this.
We will be all right. We will rebuild.
Yes. Well, Apollo is a god of healing, both physically, spiritually, and mentally, and hopefully he will aid me in this and aid our temple in this. I hope. Oh, Lord. Well, I'm glad that you are right. You and all your friends. Where are your friends? Did they make it out okay?
Yes. They, unfortunately, one of the Talons got away. We shall have to watch where we step in this city if we've inadvertently made an enemy of them. I will keep you and people here out of it as much as we can, but
quite the contrary, I think, Dokrumir. I think I'd like to help. I often send emissaries into the different districts every morning to aid those as sort of traveling healers, as such on a first come first served basis. Maybe I can get word out, see if any of them might know anything more about these Talons, you called them, or anything. If you feel that might be useful, of course.
I would be wary, given how far it seems they feel they can reach to attack a temple such as ours without fear of reprisals.
Yes,
even my awareness and senses and with Apollo's light could not always detect them. I would hate for you to ask the wrong question to the wrong person and come to harm because of it.
Yes, maybe you're right, yes. Would not want to put any of my emissaries in danger.
This may be an issue where we can cut off the head of the snake, as it were. We are fortunate. What do you know of Lord Barronhill?
Lord Barronhill?
He's in the city for the festivities, but his influence is wide-reaching.
I confess I do not know much about him. I've never visited Blackwind myself. I've heard many rumours. He's a bit of a antisocial person. A little bit of a recluse by some accounts.
Yeah, well, I've had dealings with him in the past, and he's in the city for the festivities, and I do not think it is a coincidence that the Talons grow bolder. I believe, perhaps rightly or wrongly, that he has either influence or over them, or has employed them somehow for a nefarious purpose. There is a dark cloud over this city. Danger is coming, Tyrion. The people must be protected. My friends and I will do what we can to lessen the danger before it arrives, but we believe the city is in trouble. And people will not listen for some reason. Some shadow in the darkness works against us.
Yes, I felt a similar presence. I confess I've been instructed to no longer speak to the regular councilman on religious affairs and religious matters. I now speak to others. My complaints are being and requests for funds are being put through others for reasons I can't quite comprehend. I usually would speak to I would usually speak to Councilman Kevin Whitash.
Can you spell that?
Kiervan, Khirvan, Whitash, Whitash.
Thank you.
But now I speak to the political advisor to the king, Balzanor, Councilwoman Balzanor Alderbell. I do not know why I was not told why this change would happen, but also I've received much less funding, almost half the funding for the upkeep of the temple and paying and the payment of people. I mean, why do you think we only had 2 guards and 2 healers in this evening? We simply can't afford many more than that in these current times.
I have my concerns about some of the council as well. The company that Councilman Hamish is now keeping concerns me deeply. I do not know.
Isn't he merely a councilman of arts and culture? I mean, people question why he's even on the council at all.
Sort of, like, try and drag him away a little bit from everyone, make sure we're, like, out of earshot.
Yeah, make a quick stealth check.
Well, it's not so much, I guess it's not, like, trying to hide. It's more like
you're
just
just
trying to make sure we're out of earshot of everyone and that there's no one listening.
Okay. Then I will say a perception check to try and glean sort of, you know, if you were trying to listen in on this conversation, where would you not want people to be, kind of thing. 19 perception. That's very, very damn good. Very, very damn good indeed.
Before you carry on, so did Tyrion, just so I make sure my understanding of this is correct, Tyrion used to speak to Councilmans Whitash and Kivvan.
Kivvan Whitash is one name, I believe.
Kiervan Whitash
Was one name.
Was the councilman of religious affairs within all of Amber. He is who you would go to.
He used to speak to, but doesn't seem to get any time with him anymore.
Yes, so he used to speak to them about affairs to do with this Temple of Apollo, and Doc would know as well. He would also be in charge of several other temples of Apollo in many other cities. They would send letters to him, and then he would bring those to Councilman Kiervan Whitash. But now he doesn't speak to Whitash anymore. He speaks to Councilwoman Balzanor Alderbell, the political advisor to the council, a councilwoman herself. And since doing this, his budget has been cut for his temple and many other temples around the nation of Amber. It would seem. Yes, but you bring him slightly out of earshot.
Yeah, so yes, Hamish is. There's no way to put a fine point on this. But Hamish is consulting with unmet dead. He walks the streets with them in guise. Do not trust the council anymore.
Do you have proof of this?
Only what proof Apollo's magic grants me to see. I cannot, without more support at least, broach the subject publicly, not without fear of also causing a panic.
Have you tried to speak to any other councilmen?
We have
Maybe
tried.
some of them are
Attempts have
still
been
on.
rebuffed. We had a brief conversation with the war councillor, whose name is
Councilman Ivan,
Ivan.
which you haven't had that conversation yet. That conversation actually is tomorrow, supposedly.
I thought Glyndon spoke to him briefly.
Glyndon sent a message to him
Never
asking
seemed
to
able
speak to
get
him,
time.
and you never seemed to be able to get time. You eventually heard back that he could speak to Glyndon tomorrow.
Okay.
Glyndon's now gone, but you can assume that, well, the Guardians.
Yeah, this guy's also
One of his
a dwarf,
compatriots
isn't
might-
he?
He is, which might, well, you'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, we've tried to speak to others on the council, but have been rebuffed and pushed back at every turn. We managed eventually to get a meeting with Councilman Ivan tomorrow. But I hold little hope that that will resolve anything.
Okay.
It's hard to know who to trust and whether or not this meeting is a placatory, fictitious, the placatory element to shut us down, or a small breakthrough that we need to seize.
Well, I think for the moment, by the sounds of it, you could take what help you can get. So, I hope for your sake, this is not some ruse. But
Indeed.
sadly, at the moment, it seems people look to you more than they do even I or many other priests for Apollo's guidance. All I would say is,
Well, I go where Apollo's light guides me, but the temple, they should look to the temples. We will have to work out how to rebuild and where you're going to establish Apollo's presence in the city for the time being.
I've spoken to the priest here. They have allowed us their side chapel. And you can see, sort of, obviously, this is a very, very large building, almost like a cathedral, almost.
Yeah.
And you know how some cathedrals have sort of smaller side chapels?
Yeah.
That is where sort of you can see the two guards are sort of setting things up. They're moving a couple of pews around in there. They are bringing in an old, very, very dusty symbol of Apollo in as well. They're sort of walking, big, heavy sort of dais type thing, and walking with that backwards into there as well. And almost right on cue, one of them drops it on his foot and just goes, "Ow!"
Okay.
We have a small presence here.
This is good. I will transfer the protection from the site of Apollo's temple to here. It seems that people are looking to Apollo to Palor as well as Apollo. If we can, if we can garner a small protection around here to keep people safe, that is something.
Yes. Right. Well, I hope you'll forgive me, Dokrumir, but it has been a long and troublesome evening.
Indeed, it has been.
I believe I should tend to what people are here, and well,
Yes.
then maybe then take some time to tend to myself and
Tend to those in need and tend
my
to
wounds.
yourself.
Yes, and make sure you do too. As much as we are here to heal others, don't forget about your own needs in this time. I know what weight, I do not know personally, but I can imagine the weight of someone literally called a guardian in these parts could maybe have on you.
Yes,
Do you not-
this is a weight I wish I could put down at times.
Do not forget about your own safety. And I will speak to you most probably tomorrow or
Yes.
in the coming days. I'm sure of it.
Yes.
But for the minute, I believe
Yes,
I
20
should
minutes
take some
is
rest.
plenty
And he
of stuff.
finishes off the last of his sort of little bowl. The two guards sort of stand there waiting, like it's done, and there's a couple of beds set up in the back if you want to get some shut eye. It's like, yes, I think that's much needed. Dokrumir, and he bows to you very briefly before
I mean,
setting
this is
off.
real
And the two
awkward, 'cause
healers
it's
do as
gonna
well.
It's kind of a case of bye, and then we just go the same way.
Oh, are you staying here
I'm
tonight as well?
gonna
Then?
stay here.
Okay.
I'm gonna before I go to sleep. I'm gonna cast Forbiddance as a ritual again.
Okay.
Yeah. Over this area instead, which means it'll move from the ruins or the burning down temple ruins. Oh, the temple. To this location instead, and then I'll try and take a long rest here unless anything else happens.
Yeah. Okay. Balzanor and Griffin, you guys have. So you found this guy. You know his address. You found this flyer for a roofer. He doesn't just do roofs. He can also like repair walls, and he just does a lot of sort of like architecture repairs.
Good handyman.
Yeah.
Would you like to go there now? Would you like to go
Yes.
there?
What time is
now? It's
3?
about 1 a.m.
Yes.
Maybe sort of 1:30-ish by the time you've got there
Business
and found
has
this
no
thing.
time of day.
I mean, if he's awake, if he's not awake, he needs to know about the dangers that's going on around here.
Okay.
So,
Can you both make me a Constitution saving throw?
Oh god. Oh, do you want to stand near me, Balzanor, and you can get a +4?
I'd love to, please.
I'm assuming you would both be traveling sort of near each other. So
I probably won't need it. I've got +7, so let's see how it goes.
So you've now got +11.
very nice. Yes, both of you manage.
It says
it's
+7
after
on my
the
sheet,
events.
but it says +6 there.
You're looking at Griffins.
Yeah, you're looking at Griffins. Your one is above
Oh.
Balzanor.
Oh, we came in at the same time. Sorry.
Yeah. So
What's your
you.
intelligence? -1.
You're not wrong.
So you both, after the events that transpired this evening, you both managed to sort of push away the slight sort of sleepiness that you might feel, especially after, this evening you fought necromancers and zombies and a 20-foot tall undead thing and assassins and all sorts of stuff. And so you push on to find this guy's house, and it is it's a very sort of standard type place. It is it's a little ways away. It's about a sort of hour walk over into this sort of corner of the Cloud District over here. Actually, that would probably be a little over an hour, probably about an hour and a half's walk just over here. And you finally find, after this long, long walk, passing through many sort of very, very quiet streets and some busy streets as well. Guards are mobilizing all throughout the city, and you would even start to sort of smell of the temple burning down a little nearby as you pass that way. You find this guy's house. It is like I said, a very, very simple detached house. Detached only by a sort of maybe like that much, like half a meter. The houses around it. It's a sort of quite tall but small abode. Goes more up than it does back. And if you want, you can knock on the door.
Yes.
Yeah. You knock on the door. No one answers.
Knock again.
Knock a little harder.
Yeah.
Knock a little harder. Just, we're out of business hours. Go away.
Oh, but sir, we have a fine proposition for you. One that simply cannot be wary of the time.
Make a persuasion roll.
Yes.
I assume I'm there to help, right? I didn't. That doesn't.
You can make
please
your.
don't
You
say
can
that
make
before.
your.
I didn't say it earlier. Sorry.
You can make your own one. To try
Go
and.
on, Matt. Go
Not
on,
gonna
Matt.
go well.
Go on, Matt.
Persuasion. Where is it?
Charisma, man. Very nice.
I did not realize that was
So yeah.
Why have I been doing the talking this whole time?
Yeah, Griffin tries to bang on the door, and he's just like, "Go away!" And then you just boom out in your Minotaur voice, "Open up the door! We've got, whatever you sound like." And this guy's like, "Oh, fuck! All right, I'm coming." You can hear sort of several things. Several locks unlock. No, like running down the stairs. Several locks unlock the door, and eventually the door opens to this guy who is fairly. He's a builder, so he has that natural, sort of quite rough and tumble physique of a guy who very clearly after work every day goes down the pub and has a few, but also has this natural strength of lifting wood and stones and different things like that. Not stereotyping at all, really, but a very stereotypical builder type guy. He is like balding on the head, like with the flyer. You can see this guy is very muscular, full set of hair, kind of thing. And this is an exaggerated, heroic version of the man you see before you. But still, he must be doing pretty well to live in a place like this. So he's like, yeah. What is it? God, it's so dark outside. What is it you would like?
A catastrophe has befallen your city here. I don't know if you heard quite a loud thunder that occurred a while ago.
I did not mind at all. Am I dreaming? This isn't a dream. No, I'm not.
Minotaur.
This
I'm
is
not
a dream.
dreaming. Okay.
Young man. Is he young?
No, he's like sort of maybe in his 40s.
This is a dream, my man, for we have brought you some lucrative business.
Okay.
See, and this never will make it back to the client, but my friend here put a hole in someone's roof. Now, we're very apologetic about that. However, finding something useful in a difficult situation, we feel this is an opportunity for business. We've brought this to you.
And what do you want me to do with it? You want me to fix their roof? You've broken a man's roof and you want me to fix it?
How long have you been in the business? I feel like people that bring you work get a finder's fee.
We're going around breaking roofs.
No, people
fix this, pay us.
People who bring me work are usually the things with the broken things.
Yes.
What I'm hearing is you broke someone's roof.
Yes.
No, you want me to go fix it.
We tried to fix it and we realised that shit's hard.
We realised we didn't have the right qualifications for this.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I can tell by the holy symbol and the axe and the armour and the horns that, you probably aren't in the business.
No. They thought we were, surprisingly. So if you get to their place and they say, where are those roofers, they're talking about us. But we are not the roofers they thought we were. That's why we have come to you. We need your expert help.
So you broke someone's roof, convinced them you were roofers?
It wasn't convincing. They just assumed we were. We never really said it.
Okay, for some reason, these absolute imbeciles assumed a Minotaur and a heavily armed man,
mate,
with the holy symbol and a battle axe.
Yeah. We're not here to vouch for their character, sir. We're just here to offer their business.
Okay. And they'll pay. Well, how bad is the damage?
They're willing to pay.
They're willing to pay. Awesome. Yeah, just and he sort of walks back into just wait here a second. Walks into the bay. You can hear him sort of pull a drawer out, and he takes comes back, take the flower from you. He's like, yeah, just write on the back of here the address, and I'll put it on my list. Will you? Yeah, and you can write down the address, just like Hangman Square. You saw the thing of it when you went in. I'm assuming the number of it. So yeah, you can write down the address for him. Is that right? Okay, cool. Thanks. I guess.
Our pleasure.
Blessings of upon you and everything, and can I go back to bed now?
Absolutely.
Well,
But I would say first thing in the morning, give them a call. Drop round, even. You know what I mean?
I feel a finder's fee is still in order.
What? I find this. Oh, because you found me a job. Roll a persuasion check.
I would like
Yo,
to
Robin-
intimidate this
I
man.
will-
Robin,
I will
this
roll a
man's
persuasion
lying.
check.
Oh,
That's what I think.
you're intimidating him into a
Yeah.
finder's fee.
We
Oh,
would like a finder's fee, or we could ruin you.
Ruin.
Oh,
I think
for
that
God's sake!
He's just stood there like, right. Okay, let me just go back and find that door shut.
Okay, that's fair. I respect that. We've had a long day. I'm not really sure what we're doing here.
Yeah.
But
I think our job's done now.
I think we
I'm
did a
going to
good
say,
thing.
man, I really need a long rest. I'm just.
But I think we did a good thing today.
I'm just going to high five. Put my hand up for high five and say, good job.
Chris
Good day.
5-5. Chris 5-5. Yeah. Love that. Let's go find some beer and a
Yeah,
beer.
I like that. I like that.
Are you
At 1
guys
in the
heading
morning,
back
something
to
random
the Westland Tavern where you stayed the night before, or will you be heading to a different locale this evening?
I think if we put our two masses of intelligence together, I think we go somewhere different because we've definitely been marked. I think.
I think go to possibly, well, the closest.
Yes. We're being smart and lazy at the same time.
Okay, the both of you just roll an investigation check.
So good at these. What? Matt.
Okay, yeah, so Griffin, you're not quite sure, but Balzanor, God, when there's beer on the line,
I'm there.
Balzanor's doing fine. So you're sort of quickly around, and it's almost uncanny as to like, okay, why don't we? None of us know where we're going, so why don't we just take a right? And fuck it, let's just take a left here and a right. Oh, goody! There's a bar, and you find this place called the Black Frog Inn, a quaint little establishment that does have rooms. When you get inside, you find out that they do have like 4 rooms spare. It's not really not a very big place at all. The bar downstairs maybe has about sort of like 10 to 12 tables. The actual bar takes up like a quarter of the entire place. But there are stairs up the back that lead to these rooms. They're very, very sort of meager sized places. They do have a sort of like twin room, a double room, so you can both stay in the same room, or so they have like a twin room, another twin room, and then 2 singles. So you can stay in a twin room, the both of you, or take a single each.
Balzanor, I've had something I've been meaning to say to you for a while. I think we should stay in the same room for safety.
To be fair, I was going down the same route. Never mind.
Okay. So yeah, room is twin room particularly is just 2 gold pieces.
Well, there goes all that silver we made today. Fucking wonderful, that.
And if you'd like to drink, every drink will cost you a silver piece. So
I'm having a few.
take off. How much would you drink?
Silver.
How many drinks would you drink?
I mean, at least, 3-4 pints?
3-4 pints. What's your constitution modifiers, the both of you?
2.
If you're drinking, basically, make a constitution saving throw for every drink you drink above your constitution modifier.
That's just I'm just doing 1.
Just doing 1. You get a little tipsy. You do get a little tipsy, and by the time you head to bed, you find yourself a little sort of stereo. So yes, the
What's your
first
con
one.
modifier, Matt?
There's 2. It's 14.
So are you having 6 pints?
Yep.
This man's getting on it. So yeah, the first one sadly fails, and you find yourself a little thing. And what's kind of funny about this is, like, in the time that Griffin's put away, like, 2 or 3, you've put down all of these ones as well, and you're drinking.
There's a lot of me, so it fills up.
Yes, and Balzanor, you will not suffer any effects of a hangover in the next morning. Galahad, finally. So you have been checking out this sort of area. What might one do now? As a guy who has not been to this city in, as far as you know, a day. Like yesterday, you were sieging the place, and now you're just walking around it as if none of that ever happened. This large city that's changed so much since your time. What might you do in this circumstance?
I think it's just gonna head over to the Temple of Apollo, but just kind of take my time a little bit and sort of try and take in the changes from yesterday. Palor.
Yeah.
A little prayer amongst the ashes.
Yeah, so by the time you sort of, meander your way over there, this would probably be around the time that sort of Doc's conversation is finished. Taking in the changes, so like I said, what was the Wind and Root District were back in your time, the only parts of the capital. Since then, they've built the Cloud and Falcon District. So, this is an entirely new space for you. A really, really new space for you. And as you're sort of walking around and taking this place in, it's really, really hard to believe everything that's happened and everything that's transpired. And you make it to the Temple of Palor, and you also sort of feel this warm feeling as you begin to make it there. You can almost feel this ever so slight gentle warmth coming from your holy symbol and from your sort of shield and your sword, and generally just within you, as if a somewhat weight has been taken off your shoulders a little bit. Heading inside, given that you are wearing armor, like sun-esque armor, you are have a holy symbol of Palor. The guards don't even question you walking in. You just sort of go in. They're like, yeah, sure, fine, go for it. And inside you can see Doc. You can see the sort of high priest of this place speaking to a lot of a couple of guards and a lot of different people. If you want the high priest, there are beds people can stay in here. If you wanted to just take one of those and get some sleep. There is obviously the main sort of, this is like a big cathedral, so there's obviously pews on pews before a large sort of massive sun sort of symbol hangs from the ceiling. It's sort of made out of this almost like brass or iron or like cast iron thing. It's this large sort of sun symbol, a beautiful symbol, and within it, in the very, very, very sort of center, is a smaller sun symbol made of pure sort of amber, pure amber stone, sort of chiseled away and carved away to make this beautiful little symbol. Torches around the area. It's a quite calm and peaceful place. What would you like to do?
I think I'd probably go towards the front of the temple and have some quiet prayer to try and understand what's happened.
Okay.
Try and find out why.
Okay. Roll me a religion check.
Yes. Surprisingly not very good at those.
Whether you would also be doing this at disadvantage because you had a point of exhaustion. So whether it's this sort of tiredness, confusion about the whole thing, you can't center your mind on a particular question, on a particular prayer. You say the words of a very common Palor prayer, but you don't mean them in the moment. Your mind is so everywhere, and all you really want to do is just stand up and scream, "What the fuck has happened? What's happened to me?" Yes, Doc.
Would if he comes to Temple of Palor, would I still be sort of like awake at the time that he arrives? And
it's about sort of like 5 minutes after you've finished speaking with Tyrion, so it's up to you. Would you be sort of awake during that time, or would you have gone immediately to sleep? Or
yeah, I mean, it's going to take me at least 10 minutes to cast Forbiddance, so I'll still be awake for a little while.
Okay, yeah. So as he sort of comes in and sits at the front, you'd be able to sort of notice him walking in, sitting down, being a little bit, as you're praying with that for religion, you can't quite sit still. You're clearly not in sort of solemn, silent prayer. Almost, it is just a lot of questions running through your mind, which makes you a little agitated. Shuffling in your seat, and 1 minute you're sort of upright, and then the next minute you're down, and then you're upright, and your hands are clasped, and then on your knees, and then it's a whole load of different things as you're struggling to sort of get one image or feeling in your mind focused, Galahad.
Yeah, I'd like to just wander over and just take a seat beside him. Just while he's attempting to pray.
Yeah.
That's nice. I guess after maybe like a minute or so of not having any success, I would turn to Jock as another religious person and just sort of say, I can't understand what this is all for. I gave my life for this country to defeat a great evil, and gladly so. Why am I back?
As I take some time, just sort of. So, just refresh me of my knowledge. Like, I'm pretty confident that I know who Galahad is, based on what I know of Sakaragan and his rebellion.
Yeah. So, based off your knowledge of, Karakan's rebellion, you recognize the name Galahad Sungard. He was a paladin of Pelor. This guy obviously telling him, and the things you've seen, the skeleton that suddenly turned into a person, a skeleton in ancient crypts in a part of the graveyard that is very, very ancient. You've seen some weird shit in your life, especially in the last year or so. And so you think, yes, it is very possible that this is the Galahad Sungard, the one from the stories.
Okay. You gave your life, but it seems like Pelor has given it back. I have a friend who can see things before they happen. A divination wizard. He has seen a threat to this city, and the threat appears to be the same threat you faced before. This Lady Ashara?
Queen Yara.
Queen Yara, that's the one. It was close.
Close enough.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of the same letters.
Queen Yara appears to be amassing an army to attack this city once more. And whether knowingly or unknowingly, her acolytes, her assistants, what have you, people aiding her here, seem to have made the mistake of choosing you for your service, I guess, granted the protection of Pelor. So instead of being used for them, he's set you against them once more. But unfortunately, it goes one step further. For over a year now, a demon queen by the name of Tiamat has been causing problems in the land. She unleashed demons upon it, and many soldiers of the realm died trying to protect the people. My friends and I were able to prevent the release of these demons, but it gave rise to 4 new threats. 4 priests of Tiamat. We have managed to stop one of them. And some friends of ours from the north have managed to stop another. I believe Yara to be a third, and so does Lyndon. He's coming for this city, for its people. And unfortunately the city doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. It seems the seeds of her presence, her influence, her infection have wheedled their way amongst the powers that be. And so we need you, Galahad. We need the power of Pelor on our side.
Chills.
Oh.
If Pelor has seen fit to return me to face this evil once again, then I shall be his light upon the mortal plane to drive out this darkness. Boom. I've been thinking about that the whole time it's all.
Yara.
Yeah,
and I'll just
right.
sort of like go through, like just don't have to like RP it too much, but like I'll fill him in on everything we think about Lazarus, and basically like, and then like sort of fill in some of like the minutiae and stuff, and like basically like the Talons, Lazarus. My suspicion that Lazarus is like Yara's like chief influencer within the city, but she's got some others on the probably on the council. I think
when he mentions the Talons, Galahad, you might know a thing or two about such people.
The Talons, you say? The Black Talons.
Yes, the Black Talons.
Those bastards. I thought they were finished. We faced them many years ago. They were the poisonous needles of Queen Yara's rule.
It seems like they are back once more to aid her.
Or did they ever leave? Bum, bum, bum.
Well, we were in their clutches at one point. I feel a lot less safe about that than I did before.
We must get to work immediately. Cut out their infection from this city.
Indeed.
I must rest now.
Yes. Yeah. And needless to say, I'll put like the details about the ball and what we're planning on doing with that and all of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
How
And
far away from the ball?
you are, as of tomorrow, you'll be 3 days out.
Okay.
3 days to find some clothes.
3 days to find
I'm
some clothes.
going naked.
Well,
Just say it's a
obviously
dwarven
you brought-
tradition.
It's a dwarven
They can't.
tradition. You grow the beard really long, and then you plait it very nicely, and you sort of like tie it, like plait it, or like the hair's really long, and you tie it, and you use it to just tie it around the waist. Problem solved.
At least it's modest.
And
The advantage
I
of being
think-
shorter.
And I think on that note, we will firstly allow you all to take a long rest.
Oh,
Thank the Lord.
You can all go to sleep. Nothing bothers your evening.
oh, do we get hit points back, Ben, that we lost?
Huh? Yes, all the hit points that you lost are returned to you. You are now back at
good.
your
How
full
many
max
did
HP.
I have? Which session did it? Write it down.
All spell slots, everything regained back.
Sweet.
Is
Do
this,
not worry about that.
is this what drugs is like? It feels good.
Tell you what, Sam. Oh, it comes close. Not that I know. And I think that is also a pretty good point for a quick 5-minute break.
Oh,
and I will see you guys back here in 5 while I munch on the rest of my food. So, as I said, overnight nothing happens to any of you. You get the full long night's rest. Galahad, make me a quick charisma saving throw.
Okay. Oh, he's not feeling charismatic right now.
Yeah, through the night you toss and you turn constantly, and you see sort of flashes in your mind, almost like people start very quickly starting and ending fires, just in the sort of corners of your vision, in all of your dreams, and they're very, very sporadic. And at one moment there's a dragon, and in another moment there's like the capital, and there's all this different stuff, but it doesn't really mean anything to you at the minute. And by the time you are finally sort of awoken, it is the morning. And Doc, you are awoken first of the people in this place by one of the priests here. They come and say, Dokrumir, there is a young messenger here for you. He says he has a message, a couple of messages. You might want to come out and see him.
Yep. Okay.
And just stood
right out.
Yeah, and just stood in the middle of some of the pews waiting for you is a young lad, a very messenger type with a small sort of satchel bag around his shoulder, a little cap on his head, maybe no older than like 13, 14. He's like, hi, mister. Yeah, got Jesus Christ. You need to start telling people where you are, because I've been literally looking all morning for you since sunrise. And let me tell you, it's a big bloody city out here. I'd asked so many people. It was so confusing. Anyway, here you go, mister. You got 2 letters for you here. One from Mr. Terrelmund of the Westland Tavern. There you go. And the other one from, I think that's a councilman's symbol. I might be Ivan, whatever his name is. There you go as well. Now,
thank you.
You're welcome. And he holds his hand out.
I will flicker the silver piece for, and here's troubles.
Level 7 inflict wounds.
I will flicker a level 7 inflict wounds for his troubles.
Catches the silver piece in hand, sticks it in, like, clicks it, puts in his change, walks out, and you can just audibly hear just sucker, and walks away.
I will cast Sedding. No, it's a silver piece.
Fair enough.
It's too early in the morning to argue with messengers.
So, you have these 2 letters. The first is from Terrelmund of the Western Tavern. He has a quick message for you, which is just, hi, lad.
Mm-hmm.
That gnome that you were with the other day came back and brought you a bag of stuff.
Okay.
I put it in the room you guys always rent. That room is locked. Come find me, and you can get it. It was too expensive. It's too big a bag to pay the price of delivery.
Okay.
Good luck. T. Terrelmund. And then the other one, sort of, it's in a very, very fancy, fancy sort of. Hold on, just 1 second. Let me just find my notes. Yes, it is in quite a fancy letter with a proper sort of like red wax seal on it. You can break the seal, open it up, and it reads in a very sort of fine, wavy handwriting. Gentlemen, I apologize for the inconvenience, but I must cancel our meeting tomorrow. Today. It seems I am needed elsewhere. Trust that I did not make this decision hastily, as I've heard you have important news for me. If I get the time for another meeting, I will send word to you on my earliest convenience. Thank you. Councilman Ivan. But on the back of this letter, written very, very hastily in a different pigment of ink, just like a blue ink, or sorry, rather a red ink, very, very, like I said, hastily in a different script, in a different sort of handwriting, it says, "May the light of Pelor or the glow of Freya guide you to me." And the word light and glow are written in capital letters.
Okay. So may
That is all.
the light or
That's potentially code to meet him as Temple of Freya.
a glow of Freya. What does that guide you?
Guide you to me. And the back of the paper is just otherwise blank. That's written on the sort of very top. The rest of the back page is
Okay.
blank.
First instinct to just like conjure light on the tip of my fingers and like shine it behind the letter to see if there's anything that shows through.
Yeah. As you do this, indeed, you begin to see, as you sort of cast light on the tip of your finger and put it underneath, it seems that now, almost like giving off a shadow underneath, like there is ink there that hasn't appeared and therefore the light isn't passing through it. It says, 125 Garland 4th Lane, Falcon District. Meet me under Freya's highest light on her deepest watch over the world. You can make a religion check if you would like.
Yeah. I shall do that.
Yeah, 17. So generally people, when they say her highest light, deepest watch, they mean midnight on the highest point of the moon in that evening.
So meet under Freya's highest light, deepest watch. Okay, cool. Thank you. Oh, that's scrolled down. I can barely read my own writing, but it should be fine.
Cool. What is the plan then now? So,
Well, we've got to... I suppose we've got to find each other first.
yes, that is one thing you could do, yes.
I mean, I can
Galahad,
debate
at some point during this time, you would
Yeah,
also
like-
wake up at some point.
I guess debate with Galahad whether we wait here to see if our companions turn up, whether we either A, go and look for them, or try and send them a message to come here.
We press on. We have something to keep with that guard from last night. The voice has gone funny.
Yeah, we do have an appointment to keep, so I guess we'll head to the Temple of Apollo.
Yeah, that appointment. So around about now, it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. He said tomorrow afternoon.
Oh,
so
tomorrow
from
afternoon,
around
okay.
12, from around like 12 onwards, you said
Okay.
tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow afternoon.
So
Meet
you've
the guard
got-
in the afternoon.
Plenty of time.
Right, Ellie, what have we got to do?
Wow.
Yeah,
Do I-
while you're having a
Lord
think,
Barrenhills.
while they're having a think, yeah,
I
what would
didn't
Griffin
do
and
that.
Balzanor be doing?
Matt, do you want to head to Lord Barrenhills
I think that might be a good idea.
and set his gaff on fire?
You can if you want to.
I do love a bit of fire. Yeah.
I like your work. I'm a big fan of your work.
Any chance to show off? I'm there.
How far are we from where Lord Barrenhill is staying?
So probably around a 2 hour to 2 and a bit hour walk.
Jesus.
You can like hire a carriage to get you there in pretty much half the time.
It's bloody tempting. Do you want to go, Matt?
I'll leave the decision with you.
What a mistake. We're heading off to Lord Baronhill's. We'll reconnaissance.
Alrighty. So yes, you guys.
Last time we split up, it didn't go badly at all.
No, not at all. Not at all. So, in the bright and early state of the morning, you hire a carriage. That's just with the distance, that would be a gold piece from each of you.
Oh, this city's rinsing us dry.
And
If only had
you
a
can get in the
magician
carriage
job as a roofer.
and go. And you can head out to Lord Baronhill's, and we'll get back to you guys in a second. So,
We're en route.
Galahad and Doc, you guys were thinking of what to do.
Yeah, I'm not
Any
sure.
sort of ideas?
So, I mean, we've got an appointment in the afternoon. We've now got an appointment in the middle of the night.
You also have Artemisa, who
Yeah.
to speak to about sort of what's happened with Jorel and things like that. She said she'll be at Juliana's Arcane Cafe.
Yeah. She was talking about arranging clothing, so I kind of feel like we need everyone for that. So I guess we're gonna try and find the others. Do you reckon, Luke?
Yeah.
Just try and meet up because it feels like being together is probably the most sensible thing.
Yeah, we got nothing else to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I will, for the purpose of like finding them, I will send them a message and be like, with sending, like, where are you? We need to meet up and so on.
Do we get to respond?
Actually, thinking about it, I would say you two have had a little night of drinking, and you're in much comfier apartments. Would you be wanting to wake up early, or would you want to would you be up and at it bright and early, or would you not necessarily have a lie-in, but get up around a sort of slightly more regular time?
I don't think it would be super early, but it wouldn't be late.
Wouldn't be late. So it's probably around the time you're doing the final straps of your armor and things like that. You might have
Armor, Ben.
you sleep in your armor. To be fair, after the evening you've had, that wouldn't be the worst idea. It's probably very uncomfortable, but given the fact that you've paid for beds and things like that,
Yeah, I'm joking.
Sounds like sleeping like a breastplate with it like sort of like around your neck and your head back and just like dig into your neck and things.
yeah. As you're doing the last straps of your armor, you would then get the message from Doc. We should meet up. Blah blah blah. Whatever he said.
Yeah, right.
So you can reply.
Where are you fucks?
So I get to respond, don't I?
Yep.
Yeah, you got 25 words.
25 words.
All right, short man. On our way to Lord Baronhill's. Gonna cause some fireworks. See you there.
Okay, guess it's time to go. I will convey that to Galahad and be like, we should probably stop that happening.
Absolutely, we should.
Yeah. So you guys are much closer. You are sort of around this sort of middling area here. So you would really, all you'd have to do is either go up to this path here, or up this path here, up to the Falcon District. Either way will be about the same. It'd be, if you wanted to walk it, you'd probably get there in about 45 minutes. If you wanted to take a carriage, you'd get there in half the time, about 20 minutes.
How long did it take us to get there, Ben?
You guys, about an hour.
In the carriage, yeah.
In the carriage, yeah.
Yeah, I think probably just walk it.
Yeah, just walk it. Yeah. Knowing the address, but not quite knowing the Falcon District, just make me... You know the address, so I'll give you advantage. Make me an investigation check with advantage. Galahad and Doc.
11.
What was it? Sorry, Ben.
Investigation. I'll give you advantage. Because you've gone and found out the address. So.
Oh.
Thank God for advantage. So, yeah, it takes you a little while. It takes you closer to about sort of probably around an hour to make it there. And once you arrive, it's maybe... I mean, so you've arrived at this mansion. It is quite a large mansion at the very end of a cul-de-sac. And just looking at this place, you think, well, what more of a stereotypical dark mansion could this vampire have fucking picked in all the Falcon District? It is a fairly dark stone brick house with a sort of dark red tiled roof. It is 2 floors as far as you can see, and within its grounds, it's sort of got a front garden, a gate that runs sort of like a metal sort of fence that runs all the way around the sides. Main gate at the front, it's unguarded. There are no guards at the front of this place. And you can see within its grounds is a small chapel. A fairly small chapel. There is no holy symbol upon it from what you can see from the angle that you're at from the front of the building. But yeah, it's a little bit secluded, a little bit off the, maybe 100 or so meters from the next nearest house. It's probably like one of these way back ones back here. You're waiting there for about 5-10 minutes. If there's anything you wanted to do, you can do so, but otherwise, after 5-10 minutes, a carriage would turn up. Another thing to mention is in all the windows are crimson curtains, and they're all tightly shut.
I'd like to say that Balzanor and I are not getting a carriage right outside.
Yes, possibly, yeah.
A little ways away and sneaking in.
Cool.
I mean, I'll probably spend a little bit of time to just sort of fill Galahad in on my previous experience with Lazarus Baron Hill. While we wait.
Yeah.
That's probably it, to be honest, and just try and remember where everything got left off because the last thing I remember, the only face-to-face interaction I remember having is when Glendon and Doc went and did we barter for the knife or something like that from him? Yeah,
so basically you two... So he asked you to complete a mission to get the Dragonglass dagger.
Yeah.
And you had completed the mission. And after completing the mission, Mazzy and Oramis went through the city, and I believe they went to a tavern and had a drink. They did have a plan, but they ended up going to a tavern. Yes, that was when they pretended to be waiters in the tavern and failed drastically. So yes, they did that, trying to get some information on Lazarus himself, and you two went into the place, went into Lazarus's obviously mansion and retrieved the dagger. He was very interested in an egg that was potentially retrieved from this place, but you guys refused to give it up. I believe you mentioned Oramus had it, and he refused to give it up in the several attempts You can tell him about the interactions with Harrison and Ralph. Them two being people that came with you on this job onto this weird ghost ship or vampire-ridden ship, and have since been turned into vampires, and you managed to slay them, but they got away as they died and turned into... Yeah.
I'm just trying to... In my notes, I said, we then leave, a little sure that Lazarus is evil.
And also, soon after you left the place, one of the people that you found on this boat was turned into a vampire, and vampires spawn and sent after you, basically saying that he's coming after you. You also heard that Lazarus took a mission to head north, trying to find you. It obviously wasn't successful. So whatever Oramus has was very deeply.
We still got the egg, like with Alucard.
It's up in the north.
It's up in the north, yeah. So yes, that's what you can fill him in on, and fairly soon after you're filling in all this information, you can see just down maybe the other end of the street. Or maybe you guys would see Doc and Galahad first, I don't know. You would definitely notice each other heavily armed people and a Minotaur. You would be able to find each other fairly easily if you were trying to find each other.
Oh, hi guys. How's it going?
Yeah, good. So I got a message this morning. On the way over, actually, how much of a detour would it have been to go via the Westlands Tavern and pick up my stuff?
To go via the Westland Tavern, so the Westland Tavern, for reference, is down here. So you would have essentially had to go from here down to this corner and back up. In a carriage, you could probably do that and make it there a little later. Potentially just after Griffin and Galahad. Griffin and Balzanor.
Yeah.
You could try and pay the guy more to go a bit quicker.
I'd like to pick up my stuff first thing. And
Yeah, okay. That, to pay him to go quicker and the extra detour, that'll be, I'm going to say 2 gold from the both of you. But you do find your stuff, and as you head up into the room, the dwarf patron of the thing, Terrelmond, sat outside having his early morning pipe, chuckling to himself as he's making shapes in the smoke that's coming out of the pipe. With his what's very obviously a morning ale. He directs you upstairs. Yeah, you left it on your bed. Go upstairs, and you find this bag of stuff. Clearly, Angus, obviously, has given you your gold from the north that you requested. So any gold that you had in the north, you can add that back to your sheet.
Yeah.
And a little more. It says... yes, it basically says, sorry I couldn't stay longer, lad, but Guardians, the Guardians call kind of thing. Hope we can spend a bit more time to catch up soon. Was great seeing you. Keep an eye out for yourself. Really missing you. Angus, P.S. Here's some stuff that I took from Albus's hoard. Don't tell him I took it. Thanks. And so within is a small bag of goodies. There is a flask of what is very obviously holy oil. Anyone as an action can pour the holy oil over the weapon, and it grants your weapon an extra 1d4 radiant damage on a hit against any undead or fiends. There is a potion of... they're all labelled, so it's a potion of Dragon's Breath. A potion of Lubrication. This is for armor to make it much more stealthy, so you would not for 1 hour, you would not get disadvantage on stealth checks whilst wearing heavy armor. This has enough for 2 uses, as well as an extra. Oh, how many are you? There's, as far as he was aware, there's 3 of you, so an extra 300 gold.
Okay.
Did Doc get gold?
Yeah, Doc got his own gold separately. This is extra gold for you all to potentially spend, and also a potion that is labeled a potion of possibility.
Sounds.
I mean, this could be fucking anything, Angus.
I mean, you can make an Arcana check to see if you know anything about a potion of possibility.
I'll do so initially. I'm gonna cast guidance on myself for this one as well, so I get a D4 on top of this. But
Okie dokie.
Help. This is 15.
Okay,
Could've been
15.
worse.
That's
Could've
pretty
been-
good. Yeah,
could've been
15.
worse.
So, a potion of possibility. You remember hearing people use it, and in your old days, you remember that it was used by some travelers that you've seen come and go from the several temples of Apollo that you've worked in your sort of younger years. And basically, in D&D terms, it can allow you to... so, basically, 15 is pretty good. I'll give it to you. So when you drink this clear potion, you gain 2 fragments of possibility. Each look like tiny, greyish beads of energy that follow you around, staying within 1 foot of you at all times. It lasts for 8 hours. When you make an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, you can expend your fragment to roll an additional d20 and choose which of the d20s to use. Alternatively, when an attack roll is made against you, you can expend your fragment to roll a d20 and choose which of the d20s to use, the one you rolled or the one the attacker rolled. If the original d20 has advantage or disadvantage, you roll your d20 after the advantage or disadvantage has been applied to the original roll. When you have 1 or more fragments of possibility from this potion, you can't gain another fragment of possibility from any source. You can look it up online, potion of possibility.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what a potion of possibility is.
Cool.
The potion of Dragon's Breath is...
Does it say what dragon?
yes, fire.
Okay. That makes sense with ours.
Yeah, you can use a bonus action to exhale fire at in a 30-foot cone. Anyone in the cone must make a DC 13 Dex save or take 4d6 fire damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. The effect ends after you exhale fire 3 times, or when 1 hour has passed. And like I said, potion of lubrication makes your armor silent for 1 hour, so you will not suffer the effects of disadvantage when wearing heavy armor.
Cool.
We've now met outside.
You've now met outside.
So, sorry,
Yes.
minor sidetrack. Back for that was worth picking up.
Indeed.
Yeah. So
Would we get there first now with their sidetrack, or would they?
Yes, you would get there, but only by about sort of 5 minutes, maybe.
Okay. Use that 5 minutes to just have a little scout around if there's any rear exits or anything like that.
Okay, make a quick perception check.
So bad at this. 14.
14. Balzanor, you can roll a perception check if you would like as well,
Of course.
to see if there's anything potentially interesting about the place.
I mean, I doubt I'll get anything decent with a -1, but
You never know.
it's
There's a 20 in there somewhere.
I've clicked it.
It sounds like you clicked it multiple times.
I've done that mistake before, so now I'm just clicking it once. But
we'll see what happens.
clicked it one more time just to make sure. No.
2,
Matt,
3,
just think Think you're 60,
4,
mate. Think you're 60,
5.
mate.
To try clicking it again.
I'll click again. I've closed it and opened up the tabs, if that helps.
If Matt knows his modifiers, I might. Oh, there it is.
There is 9.
Worth the wait.
So, worth the wait. So, looking at it
I want to see what the next two will be when they come in.
from what you can sort of see, so there is the main building, which has a small sort of courtyard in the center, and you can see the branches of this old decaying tree in the middle. There is a way into this courtyard, but there is also a front door, a main front door, but the way into the courtyard is just around the side. There is also this chapel. It's a fairly small, fairly simple chapel, clearly not used for a very long time. In fact, most of this place looks like it is well overdue for a little bit of refurbishment. You see a couple of the tiles from the ceiling have fallen down. The stone hasn't been cleaned or anything like that in a very, very long time. But other than that, that's about what you can see. Like I said, all the curtains are shut. If there was to be any back door, it might be through this courtyard in the middle, but you can't see any like at the back of the building or around or anything like that. Yeah, that's about what you got. And the chapel, there do seem to be 2 exits. Pardon, sir?
Is it a walled or like fenced property?
Fenced. So it's these large, about sort of 10 feet tall, black iron fences with a little bit of a point at the top. Fairly basic. Like I said, there are no guards outside.
Is it busy on this road?
A little weirdly.
Us?
Let's have a look. 10. That's not fucking helpful. No, it's not very busy actually. In this early in the morning, at like 9 in the morning, particularly in the Falcon District, primarily for the very, very wealthy. No, it doesn't look overly busy. There's maybe a dozen people walking by at any time, which is like nothing compared to the places that you've been so far. But yeah, not overly busy at all.
You don't look out of place being on the road. Like there are people using it to walk along and stuff.
Yeah, there are people using it to walk along. You look out of place in that, most of these people are wearing either quite nice, obviously noblemen's clothes or workers' clothes that they're going to and from working on people's houses and things like that, or in around the area, or messengers or things like that. You guys wearing full, plate armor seems a little out of place, but also you might have noticed when going through this place, the guards here are much more well off. They are all seemingly wearing, more half plate armor. The captains of the guard are wearing plate armor, like full plate armor, which is, you wouldn't see that in any other part of the city. They're all wielding swords that almost, some of them even give off like a magical glow. It seems, and you can probably get the thing that it seems though there aren't, this isn't a large part of the city, the guards here have maybe been either given more money by the local council to, have better armor and things because they're protecting richer, more valuable people.
Oh, that is just the way, isn't it? The rich.
Or the rich have paid the guards to have better armor to protect themselves.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that preferential treatment.
Are we all together?
You are all now, yes, together. Yes. I will say for the ease of everything a little bit.
I'll tell them all about the meeting being cancelled and the secret message about meeting at midnight.
Yeah.
I haven't actually got that address written down, Ben, but I've got. Yeah,
you don't really. You know the address.
I've just got the message had an address with a secret time.
And so far you haven't seen it going to where you are, so you can maybe assume that it's on the other side of the Falcon District, or something of that nature.
Okay.
So yeah, what would you like to do? You're in front of this. I'll tell you what. Actually, I'll tell you bloody what. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be a nice guy.
No, don't be a nice guy. Don't put us on a map, Ben.
I think
And
This
I'm
is-
very much hoping that it's all the inside of the
Yeah,
house is
blacked
blacked out for you.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So
Looks like
where
it's-
you guys are at the very, very bottom is that is the sort of
they can notice we're scouting the house out.
This is the
So-
ground floor.
yes, this bottom one is the ground floor.
Okay.
The above one is the top floor.
The chapel is not completely covered for me.
Yes,
Yeah, same.
There
the
is
top chapel.
there is only
Let me
like a
just-
section at this end that is blacked out. Like I can see pews and a red carpet. I
Yes,
can't
the
see
same
any
for me. That's-
people or anything
that's
like
him.
that in it. Also, this tiny
It's
hut,
because
whatever it is not blacked out either.
That's fine. Everything that's potentially in
But
there is
these
on
are floors,
the
aren't they? I
correct
get
layer.
it.
Potentially on the correct layers, so don't
Yeah.
worry about that.
Get it?
Yeah, I don't think I can see anything that I'm not supposed to be able to see, but I can see inside the
Cool.
buildings.
Yeah, it's because I originally had them on different ways around. So the top floor was on the bottom and the bottom floor was on the top. I don't know why I had it that way, but I changed it around.
I don't know. I can see that happening. You know, like you're reading down a page for the page you get to first, the bit you get to first.
Yeah, that was what I thought. But then I thought, oh, it makes sense that the top floor is on the top and the bottom floor is on the bottom. But yes, this is what you can see. This is what you can see from around about where you are, and maybe from somewhat looking in certain spaces. You can also see as well. The reason I've shown the greenhouse is because you can see this long stalk of something growing from within the sort of center of that courtyard, and maybe seeing a couple of sort of flowers and bits in and around the place. You might be able to assume something like that. But you guys are at the minute outside of the fence. Imagine where you guys are stood now is the fence. What would you like to do?
Chaps, thank you for coming. How are we going to blow this shit up? That's my first question.
Well, we're fucking not.
Blow it up. Oh, you want to go in and assassinate him?
No, this is a terrible idea.
In what way is it a terrible idea?
Well, for one, you have no plan.
I do have a plan.
I have a plan.
Yeah.
Attack.
The best form of defense is offense. Why are you face planting on the floor, sir?
What I wouldn't give.
If
for
you
a
want
good
another
roll.
way around this,
Why
Well,
are you
all
trying to
is,
go in
but
here?
because this seems to be the source of all our problems. We got
Okay.
chased around the city. Your temple got burnt down by this
I
individual.
agree. Do you have any evidence?
No, that's why we're here to burn this place down. Otherwise, we'd take it to the court.
I do not believe these to be actions of a paladin of tears. Does not seem to be justice to me.
Here is all about justice, and sometimes how you get justice is not always a legitimate way.
You feel a very cold, shrill sort of suddenly shiver down your spine at that point.
Oh, are you a fan of the murdering fire? Huh? Obviously, had some beef with Apollo. Didn't mind his temple getting burned, did you? Look, maybe we don't do this, but I would very much like to dig my axe into this man's shoulder blades.
I can't
I
say I,
know you want
disagree with
to.
you.
I know you want to.
However, it has recently fallen upon me to be the rational head.
I'm also here to be a rational head,
Good point.
Cathaniel says,
Thank you,
upon
Cathaniel.
your waist.
Cathaniel, is it?
Yes.
If you were faced with a vampire potentially controlling a group of lethal mythic assassins who are working for some sort of dragon priest, who is in turn working for the doom of our time, would you do something about that vampire? Or
Well, I can't quite say that can't quite say I've had any experience in that particular area. Sir Griffin, was it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, can't quite say I've had any experience in that particular area. Vampire slaying was never really my forte. I left that up to other people. Met a couple of nice vampires though. They merely sucked on chickens and things like that. It was rather nice. Until one day they did go a little bit mad. Apparently chickens don't taste as good. I'm going beside the point here. Well, I don't know. The question I would ask you is, do you know what kind of vampire this person is? Well, yes, assumed to be dead one. That's fairly obvious. Yes, most vampires are dead or undead, rather. I guess you would put it. But
what different types are there, Nathaniel?
Well, okay. You have regular sort of vampires, the ones that are most common in the area. Suck blood, blah, blah, all sorts of things. You have minor vampires. These ones have most of the abilities of, main vampire. From what I know, what was in the archives, it takes a little while for a vampire to fully gain their powers. Once they are bitten, they are what is called a vampire spawn. They are nothing. They are but a weed. They are very, very weak from the effects of the curse. After this, they turn into what was called in the books a minor vampire. They have grasp of many of their powers, but they're not up to their full potential. Then you have a regular vampire. This is the vampire that everyone knows, and a very standard vampire. And then if one has been a vampire for a very long time, killed enough people, ingested enough blood, it is apparently they can turn into what is called a greater vampire. They have the ability to... Most vampires have a charm-like ability. These ones can charm for longer durations and potentially several people. They can also they require more blood, but they can also ingest more, dealing more damage with that sort of thing. Sometimes they will gain, from this curse, they will gain an innate tap into certain magical essences that might enhance some of their powers. And they will be obviously naturally stronger and a little more deadly. I would advise a little bit of caution.
What you're saying is the longer one has been around, the stronger it is.
Yes, pretty much, yes. Yes, that's basically what I'm saying. And if I were in this situation, then, well, I guess part of me would want to, end that reign for that vampire, but caution should be probably taken, I guess. I've been listening to most of what you've been saying, and if this man is as high as he says, and there's no guards around, well, why is that? Why is there no one here? It's a little weird.
He trusts his own abilities. I don't disagree with what you're saying, Nathaniel, but I just feel like we don't have any allies here, and we're getting picked off slowly.
This is also quite true.
Potentially, if we go to this meeting tonight, we can...
What meeting?
The meeting I literally told you about before. The note I received this morning that I told you about.
No, you didn't say anything about that. You just came here and went, let's not break into this guy's house.
You may have been fantasizing about killing a vampire when I told you this, but I did tell you.
He did say he told you.
Nah. Was I listening though? That's the real question.
Good question.
Fantasizing about killing a vampire.
Does count for the barn?
I believe so, yes.
You trust him?
I don't trust anyone at the moment.
Ah.
Ooh, you're Reggie.
But he is the councilman of war.
Ooh, you're odd.
I'd say it bodes well if he wants to meet with you privately. He's obviously aware of the situation.
Indeed, I would like to find out what he knows and what extra. I believe he probably knows more than we do about what's going on. Let's put it this way: if we wait 24 hours, this might turn into a sanctioned hit.
Okay.
On the councilman's orders.
Okay. Potentially paid?
You can put that idea to the councilman if we get to meet him.
I like your thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, I've stayed my hand, dwarf.
I'm so glad.
I would beg you to use a slightly more friendly tone when you talk to my friend Dokrumir. Paladin of Tyr.
Be friendly, you old sack of shit.
Ooh. Ooh, a little bit of heat coming off that there.
Clearly don't raise paladins with the respect they used to.
No, and we're much
Nor
more
the
effective
swordcraft.
for it. Do you want to go?
I'll
Anyway.
not cross blades with you now, sir.
No, you wouldn't want the embarrassment.
Anyway.
Eldritch Blast.
Ormus has been here the whole time.
Man, that disguise self spell is really doing something for you.
Yeah, Ormus learned Disguise Self and got proficiency in heavy armor. Just found a cool sword. Was like, yeah, fuck it.
I'm gonna walk over towards
There's a lot
Galahad.
of stuff in the hold of that ship.
Just rest a hand on his shoulder and just say, well, when this is all done, you and I can go at it.
I don't swing that
Just
way,
turned to
bro.
Balzanor and was like,
You can cut the sexual tension with a knife.
I was gonna say, do you reckon they need a room?
Hand was on the shoulder, and then as I walk past, it just goes into a little bum tap.
Uncanny dodge.
Oh, beautiful.
Anyway, so what is
Okay.
the plan as of now? It is
So we're
about
not-
now, maybe
Time skip to
9, half
midnight.
9.
But
So we're
I like to
still-
think that Balzanor's just been at the side with like an immolation just readied. When am I doing this?
Like Balzanor's just there, like playing with fire. You know, like that thing where you like move a pencil through your fingers, but instead it's just like this little bead of like, candle flame. Just yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it is. Have you seen the one where a guy does it with like a flick lighter and does that sort of stuff between his fingers and the sort of lighters? It's like, but as you say, just with pure fire
Yeah.
or like a coin.
What is the plan as of now?
Well, if we're not setting that shit on fire, thank God. Stand down, Balzanor. Put it away. I guess Artemisa? Before we meet the captain of the guard in the afternoon?
Yeah.
Seems like the thing
I'm going to be grumpy
maybe.
for the next 10 minutes because I didn't get to set something on fire.
Yeah. So
Unless anyone's got anything else they think we need to do.
No, I think that's we'll get it back.
I think I need to set something on fire.
so
Is there any
ready.
bad trash by the side of the road or something? Just to sate his urges.
Really quickly then, before we finish. So yes, you can go and speak to Artemisa. She is not this morning performing. She is in fact enjoying a nice breakfast. Quite a hearty breakfast of just like egg on toast with a couple of sort of leaves of salad and things like that. And as soon as you come in, Doc, she notices you, runs up to you, and just gives you a massive hug. She's like, "Oh, thank you all so much." And she runs in to hug each of you, except for Griffin, who she sort of like awkwardly like goes up, gives you a quick little hug and backs off, blushes a little bit. Thank you.
Why? Did I?
Sexual tension.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that everyone.
Thank you all
Paladin or bard?
immeasurably. Jorrel came to me this morning. He is in, well, not great health, sadly, but we'll get him there and hopefully he'll be all right for the performance. Thank you. I said that already. I'm lost for words. Your meeting has been set up. I sent a sending message to my friend Gladwin this morning. She says to come over any time. She owes me a favor, and I'm cashing it in with you lot. So come over at any time. You may have to wait a few minutes while she deals with other customers, but if you can get there just before she's, if you can get there in between a couple of the customers, she has a couple of other clients for this ball. Her store is Gladwin's Glamorous Garments, just in the Wind District, just after the bridge. You can't miss it. Beautiful dresses and tailored suits in the window. She told me to tell you, the more you try and blend in, the less you will stand out. And the more you stand out, the more you'll blend in. I think what she means is...
The less you'll stand out, the more you stand out, the more you'll blend it. What?
You want to be fancy to not be... If you wear shit stuff, you'll be noticed.
Yeah, this is a masquerade ball, as the good king used to enjoy, and therefore people will be dressing themselves in very personal and very lavish attire. You may see outfits here tonight that you may in other places from a time gone. So I think what she means is think eccentric, think personal, think something. I'm not quite sure, but if you can think about what you would like her to tailor and have that ready for when she's there, it would make the whole process a little quicker. But otherwise, yes, head on over there. She will give you a little bit of a discounted price, hopefully, and yes, that should be all sorted for you. It should be ready for you to pick up then before the ball.
Have any of the undesirable audience members returned?
No, I can't say they have. No, I can't say I've seen any of those people that you mentioned.
Okay.
Sadly, I lost my abilities to. I lost a lot of my connection with Apollo after you left and after everything happened. So I do not have those abilities to detect such evils. But
sorry, Balzanor,
I haven't seen.
Can't find anything for you to say.
I haven't seen anyone of that description here.
Okay, well that's good.
Yes. I will always be here. Should you need aid, or just a hearty drink or a meal or whatever. I suppose it's a little bit of a rip-off, but I can see what I can do. Otherwise, yes, Gladwin's Glamorous Garments, anytime, today or tomorrow. I think she said preferably today, so she can have everything ready for you. But I know she has a way with the arcane and getting these things ready. And I did mention about the you wanted something slightly armored to defend yourself. I think she said she could do something with that. Yes, she had certain methods and certain ways. But otherwise, if that is everything, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart that thank you very, very much. People do see what you're doing. I know all of you. People are seeing you. So thank you. If you want to stick around for a drink, I'm on in half an hour.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, if you have somewhere to be, I understand. Yeah, you can call over a waiter. They come over and
slapping at the waiters.
They come over and take your order. You get a little bit of a discount. It's a sort of like set you get like multiple set breakfasts. There's like real fine, kind of basic, in between, vegetarian.
The full English. The continental.
I want the meat.
The vegan supreme for my friend Balzanor.
Yeah.
As you can see, he is a cow.
Yeah,
This is where Flash
so,
wants to
yeah,
be
you
out.
get you can all get a very hearty breakfast, and you can all roll 1d4 and add that as temporary hit points for the day.
What a good breakfast. Galahad
also
had
good.
the
Galahad was literally on crusade like the day before for him. Like he's not used to this
Yeah.
fine food. He was on
Yeah.
military
Also,
rations.
Galahad, your exhaustion
That is true.
from the day before is gone. From coming back to life after 900 years is gone. This breakfast with her discount is 30 gold pieces
Total or each?
each.
Oh my god.
joking. Oh, we've been ransacked here.
Oh, always answer the price up
But
front.
it is, however, it is potentially the finest food you have ever had. You are fed sausages whose pigs have in their entire life only ever ate, this specific kind of food
And
to give them
struggling
flavor
to
and
figure
things
out
like that.
what pigs eat.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. And you have this luscious bacon,
To be fair, you paid
beautiful
30
eggs,
gold for a meal.
all this different stuff. Oranges squeezed in the finest realms of Titan, brought here in carriages, kept magically fresh and pure, all that sort of stuff.
It just doesn't taste like 25 gold's worth.
It's 30 gold's worth, so.
Oh, my
30
day.
gold's
It's
worth.
like that.
Have I got any money?
No.
Oh, you guys might need to stump me some.
You're ahead of a dine and dash. I'm contemplating it. I don't know what leaves 30 gold.
You haven't put any money in a bank 900 years ago because your interest might
The interest on that will be insane.
You did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they decided to put it like about 5 years ago. It was decided that it should all go into like a charity trust for the good of the people. You know, this money that's just this old money that's sitting
charity.
there doing nothing. Statute of limitations.
I mean,
you're actually 901, and it was 900 years.
I mean, are you guys dining and dashing?
No.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
God,
you-
no.
I mean, it's, if we all get Galahad, it's only 40 gold each. I say only.
Yeah. So, you can
Oh,
eat up your meals, head out into
In
the streets.
future, we ask for the
Artemisa.
prices before Ben just tells us about a meal.
Well, yeah, it's the sort of situation where, you clap the waiter over. I
Like-
want this. They bring it out to you, and then they bring the bill
And then they
with
bring the bill,
Artemisa's
like-
discount. Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah, I imagine they start talking
shit.
turn around. I'm like, sorry, I'm really sorry to bother you, but I believe there was a discount included in this.
Oh yeah, here's like 5 gold silver pieces. Cheers.
yes, the discount has been applied, and you're like,
Oh my
I
God.
thought that number was the phone number. Shit. So,
Yeah, who do I call to pay this bill?
so,
One way.
you know what you can buy with 30 gold? A great axe.
you can.
I mean, do you want to pay with your axe instead?
You can
Hand over
you
your
can
axe?
you can buy a potion of healing for that.
Oh. That's all right,
Anyway,
then. Got temporary hit points.
I got two temporary hit points out of this meal.
I know, right? And with that, you all obviously finish your food. It takes you about half an hour to sort of eat down your food,
Make
drink
it
your
up.
fine juice and teas and things. Artemisa catches you up a little bit.
I imagine
Has
there's
a
like
little bit of a joke.
like left on the plate when you're like full, and it's like, oh, I couldn't possibly eat that, and it's like
Pay
the
so
bill
much
comes
for
out
that.
before they take the plates away, and you're like, well, that's going in. I don't care.
Yeah,
Not wasting. That's like 4 gold's worth of food. That sausage.
yeah. So you eat up your
Put it in
meal.
a doggy bag. It's fine.
You get up.
Balzanor can read it
Artemisa
later.
once again thanks you all very, very much. She's here if you need anything else, if there's anything she can do for you guys before the ball or even after, to let her know. And with that, you head out into the open streets, ready to pursue whatever the hell you guys want to pursue. And I think that's quite a nice place to round the session off there, picking up next time with whatever you guys would like to do.
In terms of next session, what we're thinking: Gladewin's first, and then Captain meeting in the afternoon, Ivan meeting in the evening.
Oh, so you want to go do the clothes first?
I mean, it's. I mean, I guess after we've had this breakfast, it's like 10:30 in the morning, 11 in the morning.
It's about sort of I'd say probably around 11 after you've been to this place. After you've been to
Maybe
Lazarus's,
we go after
had a bit
seeing
of a
the
discussion.
Yeah, we're gonna need some time here, JJ, to get that fashion on point.
Okay, so we'll meet him with the captain first, and then
we'll just go. What time did he say to meet?
he said at afternoon. So
Okay.
You said like afternoon, sometime around like 12ish.
okay, so like
we'll knock up at 11:30 and go hello. we're bored.
Cool.
we're punctual. We're trying to get a good impression.
We have
we are noble
washed his
people. We do
face.
not lie about anything.
Yeah. So meeting with the captain.
Yeah.
Meeting with the captain, Gladewinds, and then
Ivan in the evening.
Ivan in the evening.
Assuming that it is Ivan, and I've not been scammed. Can I insight check a message?
Pardon, sorry?
Can I insight check it? I was just joking because I can't insight check.
Not really. No. No, not really. Sadly. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed today's session. A little bit more of a laid-back one with a little bit more RP, but hopefully next session we should be getting to some interesting bits. Like I said, have a think about your character, what they might wear to a ball where it's all about expressing yourself through sort of their clothes and things like that. What they wear, that's sort of like what the masquerade is here. You'd also,
just for Balzanor's benefit.
You'll also like be expected to wear a mask. It's masquerade, so you have a mask on if that helps anyone. Balzanor slightly doesn't help you as much because you're a Minotaur. It's kind of hard to hide that.
Away,
yeah, a little bit.
Wow,
I might just have the
like a big,
lit up.
elaborate, like devil mask though, or something like that. With so it looked like the horns were a part of the mask. So if it was like a big sort of like dragon mask, so then it would like have a snout which would incorporate the Minotaur's face shape and like
every now and again I'll just breathe some fire.
Yes. And then the horns would look like they were incorporated, and so you'd look like a big like dragony.
Call me the White Dragon.
Nice. Yeah. So have a think about anything else you would like to do in the capital, and let me know. And otherwise, thank you all very much for showing up. I did want to say at some point, it's been a while since we've done like an actual in-person D&D session. I don't know if obviously next session seems to be a bit more of the talky and everything like that. I don't know if you wanted to save that for a potential cool bit of combat or anything like that. I'm not saying there won't be combat next session, just saying it seems.
I think it'll be better to save it for combat.
Yeah,
it's always fun having a bit of combat around the table together.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, obviously since we haven't done that since like way before the holiday. Bit of in-person D&D, so could be kind of fun, something to think about.
October.
Pardon?
Can't believe it's October.
I fucking know. It's crazy.
When did we go, Little Hampton?
It was July.
It was August.
Yeah, we went to Littlehampton in July.
I think it was July. Yeah.
I want to say July.
Was it the end of July?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Friday.